Part 2, What the City Hides. They ran for nearly 20 minutes, weaving through alleys, climbing over wrecked fences, ducking behind dumpsters that smelled like decay and old rain. By the time they reached the safe house, a half-fallen workshop stitched together with metal sheets, Leo could barely stand. Mason carried him inside. The place was dim, lit only by a single battery-powered lantern. A map of the city hung on the wall, marked with red circles and X's, things to avoid, places that used to be safe, places the creatures now owned. Eli shut the door and locked all 3 deadbolts. Only then did she allow herself to breathe. Leo sat on a crate, trembling. Mason handed him a blanket. Eli crouched in front of him. "You're safe now," she said softly. The boy shook his head. "No one's safe here." Eli didn't argue. She couldn't. Instead she asked, "How long were you hiding in that store?" Leo swallowed hard. "Since the night the lights went out. My mom said she'd be right back. She told me to hide. She never came back." His lip quivered. "She said the city was changing. That it wanted things." Eli exchanged a quick look with Mason. "Wanted what?" she asked gently. Leo pointed at the map. Not randomly, he pointed at a large red circle marked in the center of the city. A place Eli and Mason had avoided for months. Sector 0. The epicenter. "It wants people to go there," Leo whispered. "That's where they take everyone." Eli's breath hitched. "Take everyone?" The boy nodded slowly. "My mom said the city is alive." Mason snorted, shaking his head. "Kid, the city isn't alive. It's just." Eli raised a hand, stopping him. Because she knew Leo wasn't lying. She had felt it too. The way the air changed. The way the shadows moved. The way the creatures worked with a strange, terrifying purpose, as if directed by something bigger. Eli exhaled shakily. "Leo, how do you know that's where they take people?" Leo's eyes filled with tears. "Because I saw them take my mom." The room went dead silent. She was screaming, they dragged her away, toward the center. Leo's voice cracked. "They don't kill people right away. They need them." Eli felt her stomach twist. She didn't want to ask, but she had to. "For what?" The boy hugged himself. She said, "The city feeds on us." Mason took a step back, cursing under his breath. "This is insane." But suddenly, the lantern flickered. Once. Twice. Then the walls began to vibrate. Eli grabbed Mason's arm. "No. Not now, not here." Leo's eyes widened in terror. "It followed us." And then. A sharp, grinding screech split the air, metal ripping open. The door bent inward. One claw. Then another. Then another. Eli's heart stopped. Not one creature. 3. "Mason. Get him out." Eli screamed. Mason grabbed Leo, dragging him toward the back exit. The first creature slammed through the door, its deformed jaw snapping, eyes glowing faintly like dying coals. It shrieked, a sound that stabbed straight into the skull. Eli grabbed a metal pipe from the table. It was stupid. It was hopeless. But she swung anyway. The blow collided with the creature's face. It staggered, only for a second, but it gave Mason enough time to shove Leo through the back window. "Go. Run!" Mason yelled. Another creature lunged at him and threw him across the room like a rag doll. He hit the wall and collapsed, coughing blood. "Mason!" Eli screamed. She swung again, desperate, wild, but the creature grabbed the pipe mid-air and crushed it like cardboard. She froze. This was it. This was the end. Until a deafening explosion blasted from outside. The wall behind the creatures erupted in flames, showering the room in burning debris. A figure stepped through the smoke, tall, armored, carrying a rifle built from scavenged parts. Their silhouette was familiar. Painfully familiar. Eli's heart dropped. "Leo," the stranger said over the ringing in her ears, "get behind me." Leo sprinted through the smoke, threw himself into the stranger's arms. "Mom." Eli felt the world tilt. His mother wasn't dead. She was here. She had come back. The woman shot two creatures through the skull with perfect precision, then tackled the third, slamming a blade through its throat. The thing convulsed and fell still. Breathing hard, covered in ash, she turned toward Eli. "Who the hell are you?" Eli stood frozen. Her mind couldn't catch up. Leo clung to his mother, sobbing. But Eli saw something else, something under the woman's skin, a faint pulsating glow along her neck. A mark. A mark she'd seen on infected victims, but never this controlled. Never this alive. Mason groaned on the floor, clutching his ribs. "What are you?" Leo's mother stared at them coldly. "I'm what the city made me," she said. "And if you want to survive, you'll come with me." Eli felt ice crawl up her spine. Because the look in the woman's eyes wasn't human. Not anymore. They followed Leo's mother through the ruins in tense silence. The sky was bruised purple, heavy with smoke that never drifted away. Streets that once buzzed with life now looked like open graves, cars overturned, buildings cracked open like broken bones, everything covered in a thin layer of gray dust. Leo clung to his mother's hand, but kept glancing back at Eli as if silently begging her to trust them all. Eli tried. She really did. But every time Leo's mother walked beneath a streetlight and that faint sickly glow pulsed under her skin, something inside Eli whispered, "She's not fully human anymore. Not completely. Not safely." Mason limped beside Eli, his ribs wrapped in makeshift bandages. "You saw it, right?" he muttered. "That thing under her skin." Eli nodded. "Yeah. She's infected. But somehow, still herself." Mason exhaled sharply. "Or pretending to be." Ahead of them, Leo's mother spoke without turning around. "I can hear both of you whispering." They froze. "I'm not pretending," she added. "And I'd appreciate if you stopped treating me like a ticking bomb. I saved your lives." Eli swallowed hard. "Then tell us what's happening to you." Leo's mother stopped walking. Her shoulders shook, not with fear, but exhaustion. Slowly, she lifted her hair, revealing the glowing veins clearly. "I was taken," she said. "But something happened. The city didn't consume me like the others. It connected to me." Mason frowned. "Connected how?" She turned, eyes burning with something unearthly. "I can feel its thoughts." Her voice trembled. "It's alive. All of it. The buildings, the tunnels, the electricity, the dark spots, it's one living system." Eli stepped closer. "Then what does it want?" Leo's mother lowered her gaze. "It wants us." A heavy silence followed. "But I fought it," she continued. "I kept part of myself intact. Long enough to escape. Long enough to find my son." Leo hugged her waist tightly. Eli's voice dropped. "Why bring us to the center?" "Because that's where the source is. If we destroy it, the creatures die. The city stops." Eli blinked. "You want to destroy an entire living city? Do you want to keep running forever?" Eli clenched her jaw. "Fair point." Leo tugged her sleeve gently. "There's something else," he whispered. "Mom said that the city is scared." Eli looked down. "Of what?" "Of us." A chill slid down Eli's spine. The approach. Sector 0 wasn't a place. It was a wound. Buildings caved inward like they'd melted, streets sloped down into a massive crater where everything hummed, a deep, vibrating pulse like a heartbeat. The air grew hot. Breath got heavier. Shadow twisted unnaturally. Leo held Eli's hand now, his eyes wide but determined. At the crater's center stood a tower of veins, dark, wet, pulsating, growing out of the earth like a massive root system. The heart of the city. Eli whispered, "Holy hell." Mason wiped sweat from his brow. "That thing's alive." Leo's mother nodded. "It controls everything from here. You destroy it, the city dies." Eli gripped her weapon tighter. "Then show us how." Leo's mother hesitated. And that hesitation was all Eli needed to confirm her fear. "You're not planning to destroy it," Eli said quietly. Leo's mother turned toward her slowly. "I can't destroy it." Mason cursed. "Knew it." Leo's mother stepped between them, eyes glowing brighter. "You don't understand. If I die, the city collapses violently. It won't just stop, it'll explode across the entire region. Millions would die." Eli's voice cracked. "Then what's your plan?" She placed a hand on the pulsating roots. "The city is trying to fully merge with me. If I let it, it'll stop expanding. It'll be contained." Eli froze. "You're saying, sacrificing yourself?" Leo screamed, "No," and clung to her. She knelt and hugged him so tightly it looked like she was trying to memorize the shape of him. "My sweet boy. I won't survive either way." Her voice broke. "At least this way, you get to live." Eli felt tears burn her eyes. Mason stepped forward. "There has to be another way." "There isn't." Leo sobbed into his mother's chest. Eli realized something painfully obvious: his mother didn't save them so they could stop the city. She saved them so they could take care of Leo, after she was gone. Eli shook her head, voice shaking. "You shouldn't have to do this alone." Leo's mother looked up at her with eyes both human and not. "I'm not alone," she whispered. "Because you're going to take him. Far away. Keep him safe. Please." Eli's throat closed. She nodded slowly. "I promise." Leo screamed "No," until his voice cracked, but Mason pulled him back, holding him tight. Leo's mother smiled through tears. "Goodbye, my boy." Then she stepped into the core. The ground trembled violently. The veins surged upward, wrapping around her arms, her torso, her face. She didn't fight it. She welcomed it. Light burst from her skin. She screamed, not in pain, but in release. The city's heartbeat slowed. Once. Twice. Then went still. The aftermath. Silence rolled across the ruins. Creatures collapsed like puppets with their strings cut. The ground stopped throbbing. Lights flickered out permanently. The city died. But it died quietly, peacefully, because she held it together. Leo dropped to his knees, sobbing uncontrollably. Eli wrapped her arms around him, holding him as his world shattered. Mason stood guard, silent, exhausted, staring into the crater where Leo's mother used to be. After a long time, Eli whispered, "We have to go." Leo wiped his tears but didn't speak. They walked out of the ruins together, three silhouettes against a dead city. A broken family, but still a family. When they reached the outskirts, the first sunrise in months broke through the clouds. Warm, gold, alive. Leo leaned against Eli. "Did she save everyone?" he whispered. Eli looked at the rising sun. "Yes," she said softly. "She saved the world." He nodded slowly. "Then I'll make sure the world remembers her." Eli squeezed his hand. "Me too." And they kept walking forward. Into light. Into life. Into the future she bought for them. With her sacrifice.